Hello everybody, welcome back. We are playing against a streamer actually, Oarsman. This is Joe Lissette, and typically plays Miracles, so I don't know if he recognizes my username or not. Uh, but he's probably actually streaming this. So we're going to start off just a little poking and prodding. So there's a Brainstorm, a Force Will, and a top. Looks like we're going to be changing tops. So it's an interesting thing when you know what your opponent's playing, and I haven't done that well at discerning when my opponents are playing certain things, and that's kind of been an issue, as you guys have been able to tell. So it's a problem on my part, not theirs, obviously. So, but in this case, we have an opponent who is very competent with his deck. He knows exactly what he's doing. He pilots it very well. I've played against him in real life. He beat me. Although there were a couple blind flips in there with that top that definitely put in some work. But I am not bitter about that. I'm okay losing to people who basically know their deck, who are good Magic players. I'm also okay losing to probability. What I don't like losing to is myself. Like, I punt a lot. Here's the Brainstorm. All right. And we knew that the Brainstorm was going to come here. We knew that the Force is what he's actually aiming for, unless he finds a Source to Plowshare. So, considering that his hand was Flooded Strand, which is now out there, Plains, Caracas, Force of Will, and Brainstorm. So, his hands is now Plains, Caracas, Force of Will, and then 3 random cards, the 3 from Brainstorm. So, well, that doesn't. Yeah, that's what it would be. Now we could go look at his stream, but that would be one, stupid, because if you're gonna win a game of Magic, why the hell are you cheating? And two, that would be an asshole thing to do. I don't even like it when people try and tell me what the heck they're doing. Like, all right, so we know of Plains, Krakus, that probably Plains went back into the deck. Maybe the second Plains, depending on what he's thinking. So, but we do know that one of those 3 cards is now gone. The other 2 cards are probably still in hand. Because lands, even though he wants them, are not going to be the greatest. So there's the Caracas. So we know he's got a Plains. At least 1 Plains. Because even if he puts both of them back, oh no, he shuffled. That's okay. We'll stop and look on our upkeep. I'm actually going to look with this one. Hey, look at that. Opportunity. I could look at his hand again, but I'd actually just rather get this. Ooh, it's a click. You don't get to see those very often. Not bad, not bad. And I believe the Thoughtseize is a card further. And remember, we can't blow this up anymore. The rules did change. We don't need the exiled. We'd rather have what's revealed. Exiled stuff doesn't matter as much. So he's got one other card. He clicked me, I'm assuming. Yeah, you only click me in this case. And let's see, if he's got a Jace, he kept a Plains Jace. If he doesn't have a Jace, he's going off the top and hoping to draw. Although we don't apply a huge clock, so that's something. So there's the Dryad Arbor. Here's a green Sun Zenith. And we pass the turn. Now, the unfortunate thing about this matchup is that Dryad Arbor, well, first off, he's got Caracas Click, which I completely punted that the last time with the Venser. Let's see. We're not going to Abrupt Decay the Click. Am I lying? I think I'm lying. We're not. We're going to see if he wants to trade that. And if he does, no, this isn't going to work the way I want it to. Not at all. Yeah. But it makes him have to... do I want to look at this? If I thought sees him, he goes ahead and he looks at my hand again. He's going to look at my hand one way or another. I'm going to let this go for now. This will be a next turn play. He could just replay and then go from there. Figures. I actually figured that he might hold off on it, but he's got to keep this at bay. So this is going to get out of here. We needed one more land in order to be able to kill that with this out. I don't like the new legend rule, by the way. I think it's completely stupid. So he got rid of a forceful. He's digging. These are my revealed cards. He's looking for, what would he be looking for? Either land or a Jace. There's a wasteland. That'll be good. So I'm going to actually keep the wasteland. And let's just go ahead and take that out. Yep. He doesn't know that we have this. So I'm going to go ahead and swing in this way. Here it comes. The question is he going to go for me or him? It's going for me. I am actually going to kill it. Ooh, wow. What did he get rid of? A second click. That has to go for the JIT. It cannot go for this. That's not a trade you want to make anymore. Main deck misdirection. Pretty cool. It's a good thing that we didn't Thoughtseize then. Good news is that we got a little bit deeper in the deck. Bad news is that we only have a 1/1. This will change a little bit of the game, but not yet, as we only have this one. If that's a Jace, okay. So he needs land Jace in order to be able to just completely take over this game right now. Off the top of our deck, what are we hoping for? I don't know. There's a fetch land on top. We know that. It's Verdant Catacombs. Another wasteland would be nice. He needs 2 white in order to be able to actually produce that thing. You know, that stuff and things. Did he get the Jace as well? I think he got the Jace, yeah. He must have gotten the Jace as well. Otherwise, this play makes no sense. Yeah, he got the Jace as well. That's pretty good. So it makes me wonder what he was looking for, the Jace or the other one. I think I probably fetch, yeah, I probably fetch these 2. I shouldn't feel worried about fetching non-basics here. This is more of me being a basics whore than anything. So, looks at the top of his library. So he doesn't see what he wants, is the thing. Let's go ahead and look. He's tapped out. We do want that Bob. That Bob is something that's coming down this turn. So let's see. We're going to go there, there, and then there. And we're going to swing at him. Now, what did he do with the top card of his library? Yeah, I'm being attacked. Let me scroll up. Card on the bottom. Okay, so he's getting a random card. So let's just go ahead and start getting stuff out there. Now, the unfortunate thing is that we will have to deal with, one, not only that Jace, which I can't deal with right now. We'll have to wait until next turn. But also, and I think I'm going to look at the end of my upkeep. since I know there's a land there for the first one. And I'm going to look using the white. There's no double white, no double green, so using either of these is fine. Double black does exist, though. We need a way to be able to deal with basically 3 angels right now, which plus this is lethal. And then because we don't have Pulse's main board, we have to kill this the hard way. Although if we get Sword of Fire and Ice, I can attack him for 3, attack him for 2. We can attack him with the 3 as well, and then transfer over the damage there. That'll kill the Jace. Wait, we can't do that because we wouldn't have enough lands. Yeah, we would. We're going to have just enough. Alright, so there's the click. We're at 10. Not a good position for us. That's going to him. Alright, and he puts it... he must have found something that actually requires a little bit of thought. It's probably the Terminus. If he's taking this long to think about it. Because he doesn't want a lot of the things. Puts it on the bottom of his library. Supreme Verdict. Okay. That's pretty good for him. We are again looking. We'll take the fetch. And I'm going to go ahead and get Bayou. There is a Liliana. I should have put it one more in there. One higher is the term I was thinking of. So next turn we play top. Ooh, there's the Entreat. That's the game. We cannot beat the Entreat. Yeah. Alright, so let's see. Converted mana cost on this one. Name. Let's see. He's off the top of his deck, but we should be able to do something. These are actually pretty good, seeing as he's going to be playing off the top of his deck. You basically hold on to these. If you can nail the counterbalance and stop it from getting down, that's a good thing. This is not going to be as important. We're not worried about regenerating our creatures, although Supreme Verdict is kind of a pain. I am going to take out the swords. I know that he's got other things in there, but it's not going to be as useful. We are going to take out the Jit. Do I want to take out the Batterskull? I think I'm going to take out the Batterskull as well. No, I'm going to take out a Knight, and I'm going to take out the Diamond. So the theory behind the surgical extractions is that you're not using them to get rid of things. It's a bonus, don't get me wrong. It is a complete and utter bonus. That's what's missing from the board. Gaddock Teague. You guys didn't let me remember Gaddock Teague. I blame you. No. That's that missing card. That's what that Mox is going to turn into. A main deck Gaddock Teague? Yeah, that's fine. It only cuts off 3 cards. I'm greedy. Hell, I played with 2 Luans in the board for this deck. Played it, yeah. I don't think I need all of this. But I'm going to keep it. I'm actually going to get rid of one. We're going to get rid of a bird for a duress. And resubmit. There are all ways to get rid of the first turn top. Getting rid of the first turn top and extracting that, I have no shame in that. None whatsoever. Just being able to stop him from actually winning that way is the important thing. Now, Terminus is a problem. Supreme Verdict's a problem. There are a bunch of things that are problems here, but hopefully the Sword of Fire and Ice will be able to do something. If we had had the Troll Aesthetic, it's something that he can only Terminus, and once it's in play, like we Green Sun Zenith for 3, he thinks it's a Knight, so he lets it through and it turns into a Troll, and it's like, oh crap. So, we are going to play first, and we are going to keep this hand. I'm going to open up with first turn Green Sun Zenith. If we draw a black land, then that gives us Liliana, and starting a Liliana this early is huge. Would I like to mulligan to 6 cards? No. So, and it's more important to land something like that. Oh wait, don't need that stop. I said don't need that stop. It's more important to land something like that than top, especially when we have a turn 2 Bob. So let's go ahead and get Bayou. for 0, that one. And we're done. Unfortunately, he only can get 1 green out of this. If we could get the other one. Okay, so we missed on that. We whiffed on that. That's not the end of the world. So let's go ahead and land this so we have Spell Pierce mana up and get the Bob down. And then we pass the turn. So we have card advantage coming. I'm still not going to look until after Bob goes. It's one of those things. So there's a Maze of Ith. And now we can look. And I'm going to look with... Will I be playing double Bob? Well, he'll fetch a basic anyway. I think it's okay to look with this one. Windswept Heath, Sword of Fire and Ice. I actually really want to land that Sword of Fire and Ice. So we're going to draw a card with top. And the reason I really want to land this Sword of Fire and Ice is because it takes out a lot of abilities for things that he can do to me. There we go. I should be worrying about Back to Basics. That is a card, by the way. And it's probably the card that he randomly decided to throw into his deck today. Alright, so there's that. Bob can get in for 2. So basically this means that if he terminuses, any fetch land turns into a threat. An end of turn threat at that. So all fetch lands are now threats. Good rip. We still cannot, and we know that the top is on the top of our deck. We are going to go for the Liliana this turn. The Maze of Ith can go away. I'd rather start working on his hand. Although, no need for that. Oh wait, that's right, we fetched. So, that's double white and double blue. Let's get rid of Counterspell before we start doing anything. This is still Spell Pierce, but I think that we're okay to do it this way. What did he show us? That's the Terminus reveal. Basically what we're trying to do is grind him out of cards at this point. We're going to be going to town, taking a card away every turn, so every land down is a card out of hand. But this going for swords is what he's going for right now. We still have an Abrupt Decay, so any counterbalance or thing like that, and I highly doubt that he kept them in. In high-level play, typically the counterbalances don't stay in this matchup because you're expecting things like this. So, it's just a thought. Venser would only be able to bounce his sword. What you doing? It makes me wonder what the brainstorm is. All right, there's a Caracas. There's a swords. Okay, so he found the swords. That's good for him. We get a plains, which I'm more than willing to play a plains. Black, black, and... well, I have a white source. So this way, if he does Back to Basics, I have a green source. Alright. Each of us can discard a card. So we've gained 1 card from Bob. No, we haven't actually gained a card from Bob, have we? Yeah, we did. We gained 1 card from Bob so far. There's a Misdirection gone. That's good for us. I would really appreciate a second Wasteland right now. Although now it may be, nope, still not too late. Stoneforge Mystic. Well, I'm actually okay with this. You gonna do something to it? We still have the Abrupt Decay mana. I think more important than this Batterskull is the Stoneforge Mystic. So we're actually going to discard the Batter Skull. And then we're going to equip. That makes it so again we're back at that situation where he's kind of digging at this point, and next turn there's a Venser. I wonder if he's got a second Venser. Probably has a second Venser. Although if the choice was Jace last turn or Venser end of turn, I think that the Venser end of turn is wrong. Like just being able to Jace and then look at the top of my library because, or even Brainstorm to offset the Liliana and find some fodder that you just don't need. I think that those are both stronger plays, but I don't think he has it. Let me ask him if he's streaming us. Basically, he is streaming this, by the way. So if I can find it on, I know his Twitch account. If I can find our matchup and create a highlight for it, I'll try and link it up. That way you can see again both sides. That way, because it's something that's interesting. I know it's watching the same game over and over again, but yeah, it's the Venser. So he doesn't have the Jace. That's what I can assume, and the Liliana becomes an issue. He needs one more land in order to keep this loop going, and once he's got it, it creates an issue for me because I can't equip the Stoneforge, and I've already tossed the Batterskull, which means I also can't protect the Liliana. If he gets another land next turn, I can't protect the Liliana. But he's getting rid of the sword. Okay. The sword I can take. What can we do to that? If he doesn't get a land, I need a wasteland. Yeesh. Okay, so that's two angels. I have an answer to one of them. Let's see. So, like I said, I have an answer to one. This is going at, yeah, I figured. I'm not blocking this. He does have the land. And I have a second Liliana. What does that do for me? Does that change anything? Let's see. He got rid of an angel. Well. Huh. I didn't think he'd get rid of an angel. So I've got an answer to this. He'll have a constant answer for just about anything I do. Not exactly where I wanted things. If this had been one lower, I could replay and then sacrifice again. But unfortunately, it is not. I'm going to hold off, and we'll see what he does. I'm going to be able to flash this in. I'll be able to put that down. Yeah, he's playing. He's blind off the top. I'm blind off the top. I've thinned out more than him, I think. One fetch land. 45 to 45. Pop out. One fetch land. Okay, so we are thinned out the exact same. He can thin out more than me. Although I'm surprised. Well, Brainstorm's a card in his deck. Any card that he keeps in hand, I get the ability to force discard. And then once I get that taken care of, I should be able to start doing other things. And this lock takes an entire supply of his mana. So that is something. So if I get another, yeah, that's going at her, as I assumed. So we can let her die, and then he gets a capsize with buyback every turn. That seems bad for us. Although one land creates an awkward situation. So we take out this angel. And we hope that he does not have Vendalion click. And he's got it. Dear Lord, you're... Alright, so that would take this. It has to take that. We get a land. Yeah, sure. We'll put something into play. What do we put into play? Nothing! So, down you go. Let's pop the second Liliana. We are in bad shape now. So he gets rid of that. He's keeping his capsize with buyback is what it is. I should have saved that. That was a mistake on my part. I should have saved that. Could have used it for the Dryad Arbor. Just trying to thin out things and make it simpler. That would have forced him to use the Venser now. And I think I will block. I mean, it's a mistake on my part, but it's something that can be corrected. And I think at this point, the main thing that we want to do is try and keep her alive, which we can't do now. So I'm just going to let him go ahead and... I should have actually just discarded the land, but I don't think that's worth it. I think having the land so that I can be able to double play spells and things like that, I think that's going to be more important. Getting beaten to death by a Venser, not my idea of fun. That's Jace. Alright. So now we're super behind. I think at this point, by me fetching immediately with that land, I think that just put us back too far. Of course, the best thing about doing all of this is knowing well and good that, well, sure, we'll take a look at what you got. What you got? Your hand. It's a top. Why didn't you play the top? That's interesting. I wonder why he didn't play the top. Well, I guess because it would have forced him to fetch, but he must have wanted the top card then. So be it. So we can actually sneak this past the Venser as well right now. This is the bigger problem. I don't count on Venser being able to 18 us, but this could kill us easily. What are you putting? Where are you putting it? Whereas had we had the Liliana, she would have been at 4 right now, so that beats that race out. We just need a way to get this off the field. So where'd that go? Went to the top. That means it's a land or something completely irrelevant. The Batterskull's already in the yard. Entreat the Angels is pretty much game at this point. Twice, 2 weeks in a row I've misplayed against this card. Alright, well we have an answer for this. Let's just get that out of there now. Nope, wrong one. and we get a Thoughtseize. That's why I left it. So it's completely irrelevant. So what are we hoping to find? Maelstrom Pulse would be really good. Maelstrom Pulse allows us to double cast this and get rid of this. Then we can start playing for this. Although we're going to need a small army in order to stop this. Bitter Blossom is no longer an option. That's not good. And I'm okay playing lands. Both Lilianas are in the yard, and having more lands just means that we can multicast multiple things. At this point, it might be a good idea to actually Thoughtseize him. But we'll wait until we find something that's actually worthwhile. That way I can Thoughtseize him. He may have a misdirection. It definitely is something that is a possibility, and it would most definitely suck. But I would much rather not have to worry about something getting countered. So, like I said, Bitter Blossom is not an answer, but it is something that can make him think. It's a Force of Will. Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with him playing a counterspell. The reason Bitter Blossom's not an answer is because Jace is getting ready to go off in 2 turns. I'd be able to hit him for 1, but then he'd still go off and I'd be pretty much boned. We need either this card or the next card to be, whatchamacallit, Maelstrom Pulse. And those are the options. Those are the only options. Alright. The green Sun Zenith. Well, let's see. I could get the Goyf. This is where the frickin' Spirit would have been awesome. Okay. So even if he opts to do his Caracas bounce trick, I can still go get a Goyf. Right now it's a Knight. Had it been a Troll aesthetic, it'd be pretty good. Then we could hope to get removal, but the only removal that we have left in the deck is Pulse. So I think just because of what it is, yeah, none of these are actually important. The Troll aesthetic would have been really good. Thrun would be pretty good as well. Great Sable Stag would have been awesome. Which, that should be a card that I should actually look at over the Troll. I mean, it can't be countered, which takes away the Troll problem, and it can't be Abrupt Decay, which are the 2 things. So yeah, Great Sable Stag. Doesn't regenerate, but so be it. This is the only deck and it only runs like 1 or 2. Like, I don't think they run very many. Might as well just do the thing that he knows that we're going to do. Get the 7/7. So we have 1 turn, and 1 turn only. If we get the Maelstrom Pulse, I can Thoughtseize him. As long as he does not misdirect, then we are okay. Yeah. Welcome to Capsize with Buyback. Cheaper Capsize with Buyback, by the way. I see what you did there. And this land is super safe now, thanks to the new rules. So let's see. He's putting it on top. That is not a Maelstrom Pulse. That is the game. I want to see what he put there, and then I'm going to concede. I still don't think that this thing's going to 18 me. Ah, it was that. Okay. There we go. Good game. All right, so we did lose that one. I don't think that he could have won it if we had the Liliana. And it's just simply because we could have, well, it would have been difficult. We would have had this in play last turn, which means that he would have had to have bounced it unless he had swords in hand. Or else he could have looked. But he wouldn't have had a hand, so that would have been a thing. There's that one. I got shuffled. Oh yeah, he clicked it. I was like, I kept thinking. I was like, I wonder what happened to that. So we did end up losing that. I do think that the Spirit is probably going to be better than the other thing. And I think that the Spirit's better in the whatchamacallit matchup, the other one. Especially now that we have, well, we don't have more green sources. We should have less green sources, I think. Either way, not important. This was Miracles matchup. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you back for round 4. Bye-bye.